Merry Christmas, everybody. It is Christmas Eve. My name is Daryl Carter. This is a video for GG.CO.UK. We're just going to have a quick look at the Boxing Day card. We're just going to try and really cherry pick some horses out, just a couple worth mentioning, talking about, and then the GG column will follow tonight around 5:30, 6 o'clock, whenever the lads can get it up. First and foremost, a Merry Christmas. Thank you to everybody for supporting these videos. Really do appreciate it. There's one thing that's worth noting on Boxing Day. There are so many horses, even though this day has actually been consolidated a little bit and spread over a few days after Christmas. There are so many horses that you can get tempted into backing. I think it's ideal to try and cut your list down and try and make profit on a few horses rather than lose a bit on plenty of horses. So we're going to try and do that this week on the GG column. We'll get straight into it. 12.40 at Kempton. I think third time lucky should be very tough to beat. He's 11-8. I think he should even be shorter than that, really, for me. I do like him quite a bit. He did really well at Cheltenham, chasing home a runaway leader. The race just didn't work out for him. Harry Skelton did not judge the pace correctly. The time figures suggest that he lost the race at the start. So and the horse in front just maintained the lead. Third time lucky, did really well from 3 out to the finish. I think he's got a little bit more to come. He should be much better than these horses in here in the 12.40. I think 11-8 is more than fair. I thought he should be more of an even money shot, to be honest. But third time lucky is one I'm quite keen on. I'm just wondering whether to back him on his own or try and throw up a little Trixie or a treble with a couple of other shorties that I do like on the day. The 150 is an interesting race, but it's not one I'm gonna attempt to make reason of. I've got an opinion in the race, but and that opinion would be for Mr. One More for Harry Fry. However, it's not really a strong betting proposition for me in this race, so we're just going to leave that. The 150 at Kempton is a good little race, actually. It's Quarter Stars Novices Chase. I actually think Big Breakaway is the bet in here. I do like Shamblu. There's very few negatives against him. I can't really explain why I want to take him on, other than the fact that I don't really think he's beaten a lot. I think he's had an easy time of things so far. This is going to be his toughest test. I think his price is about right at 15-8, I must say. But I think the Big Breakaway is a little bit bigger than what he should be at 11-4. If you can get 3-1 on the Big Breakaway, I would quite happily take that. He was only 9 lengths slower on the final circuit than put the kettle on at Cheltenham, but he was 25 lengths faster from 3 out to the finish. He was quicker from 3-2, 2-1, 1 to finish in that race there. Everything about him suggested 3 miles was his trip going forward, undoubtedly. And I just can't believe what the Tizzards have really been doing with their horses this season. The likes of Fiddler on the Roof, running over the wrong trip, the Big Breakaway, dropping him back to that trip at Exeter. Not only that, at Exeter, Robbie Power set a really slow pace on the front end. In comparison to Severano, who ran on the same card. Now, Severano's race had 4 fences admitted, but by the time they got to the 5th, where they jumped every fence, they were 5 seconds ahead of the Big Breakaways field, and Severano was 5 seconds ahead of that field, and he was racing in 6th. So I think the Big Breakaway just had nothing in his favour there. Bold Plan did him for a little bit of a turn of foot in the finish. I think he's much better than that. I think 3 miles is definitely going to see him at his best. Like slight question mark about this sharp track, whether that's going to suit him, but I think it's built into the price. I think you can take a chance. I think if he would have won at Exeter, he would have been an odds-on shot here. So I do think take a chance on the Big Breakaway in the Quarter Star Novices. Connections won it last year with Slate House as well, which bodes well. In the 225, the Christmas Hurdle, I don't really need to say anything about this race. Epatante for me is just far superior to anything this side of the RSC. So I think Epatante is our one and only real strong challenger for the champion hurdle this year. The big race of the day, of course, is the King George. We'll come on to that now. 3 o'clock. Clanders overheads the market. It's very, very difficult for a horse to win 3 King Georges. Now, he's had a little drift out to 9-4, and surname is 11-4. Do I think it's a 2-horse race? I do think it's a 2-horse race. I think the 2 that could play a part in this are actually St Calvados and Waiting Patiently if they're on song. Now, the ground may not be as soft for Waiting Patiently as they would like. However, this is a step up to 3 miles. So it might not even be, sometimes it's not always the ground that they need. Sometimes it is just a stiffer test of stamina, and that could be the case for Waiting Patiently. Excited to see Waiting Patiently. 385 days off the track. I fancied him for this 2 years ago. 20-1 each way. perhaps without the favourite. I might try and find an angle. I'm waiting patiently there. I do think he's talented. Do you think he's got a big one in him? But obviously we've not seen him for a long time now. St Calvados is the other one I thought could get involved, around 20 to 1 for Harry Whittington. Really good run in the Ryanair behind Min. He goes very well fresh. He shouldn't mind this track. Right-handed is a slight question mark, but you're getting that in the price of about 20 to 1. I couldn't really have Santini. I think he's slow enough. He'll probably be staying on into 4th or 3rd maybe, but couldn't really have him winning the race. Surname, I'm just slightly concerned that they're going to use reserve tactics with Surname. I'd like to see him bowl along in front really, because he makes so many lengths at his fences, just jumping really fluently, really flat and fast. I think he's a much better horse coming into the race this year. I think the Altior run last term really bottomed him out, and he just never gave his running. So I think you can put a line straight through that, and he comes in here in real fine form. He's had a nice break. There's a lot in his favour, I do believe. I think he stays the 3 miles fine. He ran fastest from 3 out to the finish on the Weatherby card of the chase races, so that suggests he does stay fine. Clan des Obeaux, he obviously loves it here at Kempton. The race last year, you can put an absolute line through that because the form is worthless, but it's just so difficult to win a 3rd King George. There is a little thing as well. Last year, he drifted right out to 11 to 2. Clan des Obeaux. Surname was heavily back. Like, they felt that this horse was much better than Clan des Obeaux. I'm just wondering if that's going to be the same case this year. Be interesting to watch the market. I haven't got a strong betting opinion in this race. However, if you were to push me, I would probably side him with Surname to win the King George. The last race at Kempton, I've got two fancies in this race. I'm going to back them both. They're both going to go on the column, and they are Switch Hitter for Paul Nicholls. Bryony Frost is on board. I love the way this horse did things over course and distance last time. It ran a really nice time figure, along with Malinano, who went out and bolted up next time on soft ground to give the form a real boost. I think he has got plenty more to come. He was really babyish, sort of really green at stages. He is a relentless galloper, and he's got to be one of those horses for Paul Nicholls that is a future chaser, if you like. I wouldn't want to see him caught out the back of the end of the field. I don't think he's got much of a turn of foot. He's just a relentless galloper. So I want to see him ridden prominently by Bryony Frost, and he just might be able to run these into the ground. The other one I'm going to side with is Barbados Blue. Been off for 593 days, but she did run a very good time here in just a free-runner race back in May. She was actually faster than anything else that I've got times for over on good ground over 2 miles at Kempton, over 2 miles 5 at Kempton. So I think she's got a massive chance on handicap debut of a mark of 119. Both of these horses are making their handicap debuts, 127 and 119. I think they're both better than that mark. I think the prices are fair. I think you can back both of them at 6 to 1 and 15 to 2, or 8 to 1 and 13 to 2, whichever you can get. And I think they've got a fantastic chance. I really haven't got anything else that comes close to these two in this race, so I'm happy to back the pair of them each way, maybe in a forecast as well, and we'll see how we go there. There is action all over the place, guys, so I'm just going to try and pick out 1 or 2 races. In the 128 at Weatherby, this is a good handicap chase. John Beebe is going to be all the rage here after his course and distance victory last time out. He bolted up by about 4 lengths. He is up £6 for that, so he's off mark 136. I think that might be a little bit high for him, to be honest. I'm going to take the chance on Time to Get Up for John Joe O'Neill, and Adrian Heskin takes the ride. This horse really caught the eye at Aintree on handicap debut, just was really given a very easy time of things, and was staying on really strongly. He's got plenty more to come for sure. He's very unexposed. He was second to Montfish over at Fairy House in a maiden hurdle when he was seen previous to that. I think he's got plenty more to come. It's only his second start for Yard, and Time to Get Up for me is probably the difference in this race. The other one to mention in this race is probably Ravenhill Road. He's got an abundance of talent. Whether he likes to produce it or not is a different matter. But he's back here at Weatherby. He's back on a bit of a softer surface now. And he is over a different trip. Slightly up in trip, which I think is fine for him. He could have a say. But I do have quite an opinion with this Time to Get Up. So I may well have a bet on Time to Get Up. Where else are we going? We've done the Kempton. We've done the one at Weatherby. That's it, Leopardstown. Let's get over to Leopardstown. Now, there's a horse called El Barra that is running in the 12:30 for Willie Mullins. This horse looked really smart on his first start. David Mullins is on board. No Patrick Mullins. Patrick Mullins takes the ride on MC Muldoon, who could also be pretty useful himself. But El Barra looked very, very good to my eye when winning first time up for Willie Mullins at Thurles. Recorded RPR 125. Now he's going to need a lot more than that to win this, because this is quite a deep race. But he's been well supported already, and I have backed him. He's around 33 to 1 for the Supreme Novice. So if you fancy him, he's around 3 to 2 in the market. So, but if you fancy him and you don't want to back him on the day, back him for Cheltenham and just give him a watch at Leopardstown. The other one at Leopardstown, who I do think has got a fantastic chance, is a horse called Felix de G. This horse runs in the 215 in the Race Post Novice Grade 1. Notebook won this race last year. Obviously, at the moment, the 2 mile division, a Novice Chase 2 mile division, is pretty much sewn up for me by Shishkin. However, I do think Felix de G at 7 to 4 should really take all the beating here. I think he should be much shorter than that. He beat Size and Potsy at Punchestown last time, won going away very easily. Size and Potsy went out and gave that foreman an emphatic boost by winning by 2 lengths next time. Blackbow couldn't win a maiden hurdle. He did look okay at Navan on his Novice Chase, Novice Chase start of the season, first start of offences. I've just really struggled to see them beating this Felix de G, and at 7 to 4, he does warrant a bet on his own, I think. So, yeah, really interesting. Interesting day. There is lots to like about horses all over the place. I can't go through them all, unfortunately, but have a wonderful Christmas. Bet responsibly, and then I'll probably talk to you again on the 27th, because it's Welsh National Day. So, speak to you soon. Good luck.